Hello friends, welcome again to my channel. Welcome to Daily Code Challenge. All right, so today we have another code challenge to work on, and here is the instruction. Okay, it says choosey endings. Write a function choosey endings that accept an array of words and a suffix string as arguments. The function should return a new array containing the words that end in the given suffix. If the value passed in is not an array, return an empty array. Okay, so what does this mean? Simply put, what this means is we have two parameters or two arguments in our function. One, the first one is an array, and the second one is a string. Now, this string, for instance, this line 9, the second parameter or the second argument here, which is a string, this represents the suffix, and the suffix here, it represents the last characters in some of the words in this array. For instance, looking at the first word we have in the array, it's family. Family ends with ly, and the suffix we have here is ly, which represent the second argument. This does not even have ly. Catalyst has ly, fly has ly, timidly has ly. But what is returned here is family, fly, and timidly, but not catalyst. So the focus here is every word here should end with ly before it can be returned. Any word that does not return with ly should not be returned, right? That's why catalyst here, even though it contains the string ly, it's not returned here. So that goes to all of this as well, right? So how do we code this? How do we code this? Okay, so the first thing we need to understand is we need to find how we can actually find words that end with the suffix ly, not just containing it as in the case of catalyst. How do we do that? Recall when we can use the method slice. Slice can help us to get from a particular index of a word to the end. For instance, let's say we have the word hello, which is a string, then dot slice. Now let's say we want to slice from the second character, which is e. We simply just put 1 here, then we console log. Let's do console log here, and let's comment this rests. Right, let's comment this once. Okay, so I save this code and I run. Let's see what we get. We get hello without the h, because we simply told the program to begin its slice from the second index. That's why we have 1 here. If we wanted everything to be returned, we simply would have just put 0. So it is going to start its index from h. If we want LLO to be returned, we simply just put 3. And okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. So the second L and O gets returned. So this is the idea we are going to be using to solve this function, right? And eventually we still need to use the index of as well, right? So let's see how the index will work in this case. For instance, now let's use this hello again for in the example. So let's say we want to find the index of e. We remove this slide, we say index of, right? And we remove 3, rather we put e, because this accepts a string. So let's save this, let's comment on this, let's save this again, and let's run this code. So you can see we have 1 because e here it has the index, it's in the position 1, right? Using the index, that's the second position in the character, right? That's why we have 1 here. What if we have another E here? Let's see what's going to happen if we have another E here. We still have 1, right? But now, how can we differentiate the E here with the E here? Let's assume we are not trying to find the index of this E. We're trying to find the index of this E. Watch what is going to happen. If I say EL, now it understands that we are concerned with this EL here. Let's save this and let's run. We have 1, yes. But the moment we remove this E and then change it to O, now it's seeing these 2 characters. Let's run this and now let's see the index where E belongs. 4, because here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Now this is what we'll be using to solve this function, right? So I am simply going to uncomment this again, and then let's begin with our code. All right, so let's write the function. Let's change the name to choosy nd, choosy endings, right? And this accepts 2 parameters. One is an array and the second is the suffix. Then we know we need to look through each of these words, right? And I change my index to I, and then I also remove this code. Now the next thing we want to know is we want to be very sure that the word to be returned here end with the suffix. That's a string. So in this case, in line 14, every word that is going to be returned should end with ly, not containing ly, must end with ly. Same goes to line 17, line 20, and the rest. So how do we do this? We need to write a condition, right? Using the if statement. We say if, now what's the condition we need to use? What's the condition we need to write? We need to first of all slice each of these words by saying array I. This represents each of the words, right? Then we say dot slice. Now, what do we want to slice? Now, when we come back here, the way we actually use this slice here, slice accepts a number value, right? Not a string. Okay. The next thing we need to know is we want to find, we want to put a value here which represents the index at which that character which we want to slice starts with. For instance, now we can see that here we have ly, here also we have ly. So we want to slice it in a way that we are going to have ly returned here, right? Then after that, we equate it with the suffix. So we compare if ly here is equal to ly. So if that occurs, that means that that word ends with ly and we push it into a new array. Now, how can we get the index of ly to be placed inside this part? That means what we simply need to do is we are going to use each of these words as a string and then find the index of ly of that word. So inside the slice method, we simply say array I dot index of what now? Index of this suffix. So here we can just choose to hard code this and then put ly and then say we want to compare it to be very sure that this is equal to the suffix we have here. But if we do this, we are only going to be getting the result for this, right? Because ly is not the suffix we have here. So to make this more dynamic, we simply just put suffix here. Okay, so let me explain this one more time. We need to first of all check the index of ly present in this word, right? We need to check the index of ly present in this word, in all of the word actually. Then that's what this actually means. Now that value is placed as the value for slice. The index of ly here is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this entire code here, it represents 4. Now that means that we want to now slice each of these words on index 4, right? Let's start with family. So we say family 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are slicing on index 4. So ly is going to be returned, right? Now, if we look at this very well, if we slice on index 4 here, we are going to be getting lyst. But lyst is not equivalent to the suffix, which is ly. So lyst is not equal to ly. So catalyst is not going to be returned, right? So, but if you look at it from family and fly, we can see that when we pass in 4 as the value placed into the slice, ly is going to be returned, and then we use that ly to compare if it's equivalent to the suffix, which is ly here, and that goes for the rest of them. So the valid words get pushed into a new array. So let's define a new array and then set its value to an empty array. So we say let new array, which is a variable name, equals to an empty array, right? So here we simply say new array dot push. Now we need to push that word, and here each of these words represents array I. So we want to push these words that satisfy this condition. Then after that, we need to return it here because this new array gets updated. So we come here outside the for loop, we return, excuse me, new array. So I save the code, and now let's run and see if we've done the right thing. Oh, okay. Let's look at the return values. So here we have family, fly, and timidly. Here also we have family, fly, and timidly. That's correct. Here we have hound and bound. That's what we have here as well. Hound and bound. Correct. Here we have simplicity and felicity. Same thing we have here, simplicity and felicity. Now, here we have empty array. We also have empty array here. That goes to this part also. So I think we've been able to properly solve this coding challenge. Some people might want to use splice. Splice can work as well, but I've not tried splice with this. So I think there are other ways to solve this. Like I always say, there is no one size fits all when it comes to coding. So many approaches can be used to get to the same results, right? So with that, if you while solving this, if you're able to get other ways of solving this different from mine, please share it in the comment section. I would really love to read that code. And I believe you learned one or two things today. And if you found this video interesting, please give it a like, subscribe to this channel, Dev with Excel, and bye.